everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for another video. This time around it is episode 8 of the Halloween 15 for 2024, and this time out I wanted to look at Out of Darkness. This is a movie from 2024. It was released in 2024. It was made in 2022, I believe, but it came to theaters in the United States in 2024 and also hit video here in the States in 2024. Excuse me. This deals with a small tribe or group of nomads in sort of a Stone Age setting. Takes place 45,000 years ago. And this small group, which consists of sort of a warrior, his younger brother, his mate, his son, an elder, and who I don't know if it's his father or not, and what they consider a stray, which is a teenage girl that they've sort of adopted into the tribe, as they land on a new land to them, with the hope that it will give them new opportunities for shelter, food, and water. And they're exploring this land, and they quickly realize as night falls that something is stalking them, and they can't see beyond the light of their campfire, and something is clearly circling them. And they're definitely in danger. And then when one of the tribe gets taken by this unseen creature, they are forced to deal with it a little more directly. I won't say too much more than that. I want to keep the review purposefully vague because I don't want to spoil anything. So I won't give away any further details about what happens or anything, but I will detail the movie, but there won't be any spoilers or anything. This is a movie that was directed by Andrew Cumming, and at first it reminded me a lot of Prey from 2022, the sequel to the Predator films. It's sort of the prequel to the Predator films, because it deals with sort of a primitive group of people using primitive weapons going up against an unseen adversary. The deal here is, though, that it's the unseen adversary they have doesn't have high-tech weaponry, but it does have familiarity with the environment, and it can use that against the tribe. One thing about this film is the cinematography. It's fantastic. It really takes the landscape and makes it look as unwelcoming and desolate as possible, but still makes it look beautiful in kind of a creepy way. The cinematography was done by Ben Fortisman, I believe is how you pronounce the name. And he, along with director Andrew Cumming, really make this a super claustrophobic film. I think this is one of the most claustrophobic films that it's as claustrophobic as you can make it for a film that is filmed outside, which really gives you a lot of clues to how claustrophobic it is, because the night scenes in particular, just everything closes around the main group of people that it's focused on, and you can't see beyond the campfire light, and they make just fantastic use of the light. The soundtrack is beyond eerie. It's tribal, it's eerie, it's very drum and very bassy horn section, I believe. If it's not horns, it's very low keyboards. It's kind of gets you kind of right in the chest. The sound design is fantastic. Technically, this film is fantastic. The acting is phenomenal, and I say that because the movie isn't necessarily nonverbal. The characters do speak, but they speak in a language that isn't English. It's a made-up language for the film. I believe it's called Tal or something to that effect. I'll put below what it's actually called for the movie. I don't think they ever mentioned what it is. I just read that in some of the research I was doing for review. But it's an actual language that they created for the film. It sounds realistic enough, and it's enough to convey what the actors are feeling, but there are subtitles, and the entire movie is subtitled. So, if you don't like subtitled movies, this probably would immediately go off your list of movies to watch. But if you stick with it, it's really interesting to see how they convey these performances with this made-up language. That is really good. The only problem I had with this movie is the final act, when there's this reveal that's made, the setup, which I think is one of the greatest setups ever. I really think this movie had its claws into me as deep as they could go. It just sort of fizzles. I just did not like the reveal in the third act, and that really made me lose the immersion that I had in the film. And it's not that the movie is bad, it's just that it can't maintain the sense of suspense that it has for the entire film up to that point. It has to let go of it at some point, and when it does, it's just sort of a disappointment when you get to see what the creature or the adversary is, or isn't, I should say. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But the movie is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It is just a little bit disappointing at the end. So you might want to stretch your definition of horror for this one. It's scary, but not in the typical way you would think. This is a lot more suspenseful than it is like scary. But it is really good. It's very tense, very suspenseful, and I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. Out of Darkness from 2024. So that's my review of Out of Darkness. Stay tuned for episode 9. I'm still not sure what I'm going to watch next, so we'll keep that a mystery. So thanks for watching, everybody. As always, take it easy, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching. Bye.